Welcome to this edition of Backstage Pass with Lia Chang. I'm your host, Lia Chang.
On this edition of Backstage Pass with Lia Chang, I'm taking you inside the closing night of the first Broadway revival of the American comedy Purlie Victorious, a non-Confederate romp through the cotton patch by the legendary Ossie Davis at the Music Box Theater in New York. Helmed by Tony Award-winning director Kenny Leon, Purlie Victorious stars Leslie Odom Jr., Cara Young, Billy Eugene Jones, Vanessa Bell Calloway, Noah Pyzik, Noah Robbins, J. O. Sanders, Heather Alicia Simms, and Bill Timoney. Purlie Victorious opened to rave reviews in September and was extended through February 4th. Purlie Victorious, a non-Confederate romp through the cotton patch, is the rousing, laugh-filled comedy by Ossie Davis that tells the story of a black preacher's machinations to reclaim his inheritance and win back his church. The play premiered on Broadway in 1961 at the Court Theater, now the James Earl Jones Theater, directed by Howard Da Silva, and starred Ossie Davis as Purlie Victorious Judson and his wife and frequent collaborator Ruby Dee as Ludi Belle Gussie Mae Jenkins.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. My name is Lloyd Williams. I'm the president of the Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce and chairman of Harlem Week. Harlem Week this year is celebrating its 50th anniversary, and it was started 50 years ago by Ossie Davis. So we're doing two things. We won't be long. We have our state senator, Robert Jackson. Robert Jackson is making a presentation to the great Leslie Odom Jr. It is a presentation from the state of New York. Robert Jackson to Leslie Odom Jr.
I'd like to commemorate the legacy of Redford Chatham's Ossie Davis. And whereas the legislative body of the state of New York, I recognize and honor this theatrical geniuses whose commitment and creativity, talent contributed to the entertainment and cultural enrichment of their community in the entire state of New York and beyond. And as a state senator paying attention to this, I'm justly proud to commemorate the legacy of Ossie Davis. And on this momentous occasion, we celebrate the grand finale of the Broadway show, Purlie Victorious! An extraordinary production that has captivated the hearts and minds of audiences. Is that right? Is that
one final and very historic and important presentation to the extraordinary Kenny Leon. I'm not going to be long on this, but brother, I've been so proud of you for so many years. Your greatness, you don't even understand how much it means to all of us. So without further ado, we have a congressional proclamation from the Congress of the United States being presented by the outstanding Congressman Adriano Espaillat.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Harlem in the house? Yeah. Is Brooklyn in the house? I think I'll give you a shout out too. But this is Black History Month, and Ossie was Black History. And Harlem is Black History. And theater is Black History. And music is Black History. And Sylvia's food is certainly Black History. And so we're here to recognize you. Everything that looks easy is extremely hard. And we know that putting this together is no easy task. But this is a testament of what the human quality can do, the human will. Purlie, you represent the human spirit. And you put this together for all of New York, but especially for Harlem, which I have the privilege to represent in the Congress. So I give you this recognition, and I'll just read the last chapter, the last line. Now therefore, I, Adriano Espaillat, representative of the 13th Congressional District of New York in the United States House of Representatives, do hereby recognize the cast, the crew, production team for its revival of Purlie Victorious. Something happened here. Something happened here. And a seed was planted by Mr. Davis, and it continues to bloom and bear fruit to this day. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your camaraderie and your friendship and your professionalism and your brilliance. I've been thinking a lot about today in particular about Mark 18:18, which says something like, whatever is loosed on earth is loosed in heaven. Whatever is bound on earth is bound in heaven. We loosed something up here. It's loosed forever. These human beings know that I love you. And I always say none of us are going to get out of here alive. And we're all sharing the planet at this time. And our job is to impact lives and to take care of each other while we're here and leave seeds for our future. I want to say that the D. Davis family, I love you. Hasna, what's that boy's name? Guy and Nora. I want to thank you for loaning your folks to the country for 8-9 decades. That's a beautiful thing. And what I want to say to your heart is that Ossie Davis wrote a love letter. He wrote a love letter to America that would not be received for 62 years. I'm sorry to say, we don't get a good grade. But there is hope for us to make that grade better.
He wrote a love letter laced with political guidance. He was teaching us about love, romantic love. He was teaching us about domestic love. He was teaching about family love. He was teaching about love of race and culture. He was teaching us about love for our country and love for humanity. All we got to do is listen to his words. I hope you receive Purlie as it was intended. It's a piece of art, but it's intended for you to go home and talk to your neighbor, talk to your kid, lead with love, lean into it. Our country is in trouble, whether you want to believe it or not. God has given us an opportunity, and Ossie is speaking to us. 19 years ago, this day, Ossie Davis passed away. He transitioned. Isn't that ironic? This day, and he's still talking to us. And he said, leave here, go home, and love.
Ossie Davis inspired countless viewers through his acting, directing, writing, and activism. Reviewing, thank you so much, Guy. Reviewing, and yeah, because my eyes, I am getting up there in age. Directing, writing, activism, receiving several awards for his work, including a Grammy Award, a Writers Guild of America Award, and an induction into the American Theater Hall of Fame. And whereas during his career, Davis partnered, I'm going to ask you to hold this as my arm is breaking, thank you. Whereas Davis partnered with Ruby Dee, the luminary actor, poet, playwright, and civil rights activist who earned numerous accolades such as two Emmy Awards, a Grammy Award, an Obie Award, and a Drama Desk Award. And one of Ossie Davis's and Ruby Dee's notable joint achievements is the 1961 comedic play Purlie Victorious, a non-Confederate romp through the cotton patch. And thanks to the hand-picked actors and crew, as well as the scathing satire, cultural fearlessness, and playwriting of Purlie Victorious was met with critical acclaim and not only ran 261 performances, but was also later performed throughout the country and made into a movie titled Gone Are the Days. And throughout the years, Purlie Victorious has triumphantly returned to the stage, first turned into the Broadway musical Purlie in 1970, and later revived in 2023. Receiving rave reviews from the New York Times, the Daily Beast, Deadline, and other publications. I, Mark Levine, I'm doing this on behalf of Mark Levine, do hereby commend Ossie Davis for his contributions to the city and proclaim Sunday, February 4th, Purlie Victorious Appreciation.
This morning I woke up with the thought of Dad's death on my mind. But as the day grew closer and closer to the performances, my heart lifted. Because this is a celebration and honor of Dad and his work. And he would be so proud and so pleased at all of you who did something.
Thank you for joining me for this edition of Backstage Pass with Lia Chang. Until next time.